and good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Eldercare's weekly training series. I am Adrienne Ostris.
And I'm Lisa Gray.
And we are super excited to have Kemp back on with us. Kemp has been a regular on our training series, it feels like. And so we're going to talk specifically about their hospital indemnity plan. But we are going to let you know kind of what all products are available in that contract. So if you're not already contracted with Manhattan Life, please reach out to us. Lisa is one of the ones who's been on the phone with you, I'm sure, letting you know everything about this product. We are trying to get the word out about the product.
Yep.
So
great products.
Yes. If you have questions, please ask them. We want this to be a conversation. So find the Q&A box on Zoom. It's not the chat, it's the Q&A box. Let us know. Are you already contracted with Manhattan Life? Have you been writing their hospital indemnity? Have you still not made that jump yet into hospital indemnity sales? Because we want to help you do that. It's really, really important. But without further ado, I'd love to introduce Kemp Cole with Manhattan Life. Good morning, Kemp.
Good morning. Sorry, I must have broke my camera this morning with all the ice.
Right. We can definitely blame the weather on anything this week.
That's right. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me. I always love being with the Eldercare group, a long trusted partner, and you guys do business right. So that's why I get excited about educating the agents up to do it right and do it better. So today we've got the Hospital Indemnity Select. And if you're okay, we'll just go ahead and roll with it.
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, good. So for those of you who haven't done a lot with Manhattan, or maybe you're not familiar with them, you see right here, we've been around since 1850. So that's 175 continuous years of being in business. I think that's important to note. I don't think you'd get that old if you weren't doing things right. Manhattan Life, you see the Statue of Liberty. So obviously we started in Manhattan, New York, back at the time. The Harris family who owns the company moved it to Houston, Texas in 2001. That we employ about 800 people there. Most of this, half of the staff is going to be bilingual, so they can handle those requests easily if requested. I think the only other point I'd like to make, they're privately held, which being privately held, we make decisions what's best for the policyholder. What's best for the client would be a better word, because the agent is a client and the policyholder is a client. And, some of my competition, they're stock held companies, and they make decisions what's best for stockholder value, which that doesn't always align, with the client. So I'm proud to say I've seen them make decisions. In fact, they took the government to task over indemnity policies back in 2013 because the Obamacare was going to outlaw indemnity policies. Anyway, Manhattan took it all the way to the Supreme Court and won. That's why we have indemnity policies today. So I think that shows their commitment to this space. This is who we are and this is what we do. So with that, let's talk a little bit about Hospital Indemnity Select. This is our newest product out. We've had it out about 9 months now, and it's really rolling hot. People are liking it. It fits well, and I'll cover what it does, what it doesn't do, and at the end, we'll take questions. And from that, let's take a look at our other products that we offer before we dive into the Hospital Indemnity Select. We have our Home Healthcare Select, and the Select word means it's refreshed or it's brand new. And the Home Healthcare provides for care in the home. I like it a lot. There's 2 knockout questions. You can easily get people insured on that product, even people that don't think that they can. It's got a prescription reimbursement. So, and drum roll a little bit, we're getting ready to refresh this product, and it'll be coming out in the next 2 months. And so I'm sure we'll want to talk about that, Adrienne and Lisa, when that time comes.
Yeah,
Of course.
sure.
So then we've got our final expense called Secure Advantage. Nobody can beat my rates on it. That's a bold statement, but it's true. And the key to this product, it's in like 20 states, mainly in the South, Southeast. So just check and make sure it's in your state before you start quoting it. And but if it is in your state, it's the best product for your healthier clients. And then we have our cancer, heart, and stroke. Again, it's a competitive product. You can buy the cancer by itself. You can buy the heart and stroke by itself, or you can buy them both together. And you buy it in lump sum benefits, 5, 10, 15, 20, up to 75,000. It also has a reoccurrence rider. So if they get cancer a second time, it provides coverage. So check your state for availability. Most states, it goes up to age 55 for the reoccurrence rider, but there's a few states that go up to actually age 70. So the base policy can be bought up to age 89. And then we have our Dental Vision Hearing Select, which I think most of you are probably familiar with. It pays in or out of network, provides orthodontics for adults, first day coverage for dental benefits. So anyway, it's very popular out there. And then Omniplex, that's our biggie, short-term care for nursing home or assisted living. It's an alternative to long-term care is what it is. Most people are looking for long-term care. It seems like they can't afford it, or if they can't afford it, they can't get through underwriting. And that's what this product has done. It's crushed those barriers. A lot of people, again, that don't think they can get covered, they can get coverage on this. And we call it front-end loaded long-term care. So that's a product that we can cover in the future. And then today, the Hospital Indemnity Select, hopefully I'll be able to give you some nuggets that'll make you a better agent for it. And we may flip around, Lisa and Adrian. I may go through this PowerPoint and then stop at some point and then go to the actual Manhattan website to the quote and enroll, and I can show them how the Medicare matchup tool works.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. And agents, you all can speak up too. We want you to say what you want from this training. We want you to leave this training ready to start writing.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's what I'm wide open. So here we go. So I can adjust on the fly. So here we are. What is a Hospital Indemnity Select? These are some of the questions we're going to answer today as we go through the product. So by the time we're done, you should be well versed on where the product is, how it works, who's the right candidate for it. So here's the brochure. We have an agent guide. Let me back up. This agent guide should be your best friend. We have a different agent guide for every product, and it tells you what the red flag prescription list is, uninsurable conditions, if you need help with an application, what are the parameters that I can operate in. It's a comprehensive guide for that specific product. So anyway, I encourage everybody to take a look at that and be familiar with it. The outline of coverage will hit it. The rate guide, when we go to the rate guide, that's when I'll switch over to the agent resource portal, the quote and enroll tool. I think that's the easiest way to do the rates. And then we'll take a look at the application. I think Manhattan is second to none in their e-application. The client's mother's maiden name is their signature. So they really make it seamless, kind of like an Amazon shopping cart.
We love that. And I'm just going to say thank you on behalf of all the agents for that signature option.
Yeah. It makes life a lot easier for sure. So we go through here. The first big question I had thrown out, what is Manhattan's Hospital Indemnity Select? It's a policy that pays a fixed amount. and it pays that amount regardless of any other insurance you have. That's what the word indemnity means. It's going to indemnify you regardless. If we've got a bill, we owe it, we pay it, and we don't coordinate benefits with anybody else. I get ahead of myself sometimes. It's designed to offset those co-pays or out-of-pocket expenses, and then you can set it up to where it'll pay more than their co-pays or out-of-pocket. That way they can use that extra money for non-medical costs, like having a ramp put up to the house, putting rails in the bathroom, getting a toilet seat extension. I mean, we don't tell them what they have to use it. We just give them a check and they can do whatever needs to be done with that money. Again, I'm ahead of myself. So these are the people, these are the niches where we see this policy fitting. You know, if they've got a high deductible plan, if they've got a $7,500 out of pocket, you could dial it in to pay that $7,500. If it's $350 a day on an Advantage plan, we can dial it in to do $350 a day. So it's pretty comprehensive. Self-employed individuals under 65, it's definitely a tight fit for that. Really fits in well with them. And the Advantage plan, we'll go through that Medicare matchup tool, and I think that'll be really clear why this is a really good product for that.
Yeah, hopefully everyone screenshotted that last screen because that looked like marketing ideas for me.
Mm-hmm. Always thinking. That's what I like about you. So here, people ages 18 to 89. What that tells me is we do insure children, but they have to have one adult on the policy. So that's what that tells me when I see it. If one of the kids is 18 years old, that could be your adult right there. Guaranteed issue, that's huge. 64.5 to 70. That's beautiful. No waiting periods. If that's not pre-existing, you're covered day one. If it is pre-existing, there's a 12-month waiting period on pre-existing conditions. It's issue age rates, which means just because you get older, the rates do not go up. The earlier, the younger they are when they buy in, the better the rates are going to be. Once the policy is issued, guaranteed renewable, so you can keep it forever as long as you pay the premiums. And then you can buy it for a single person, a husband and wife, spouse and kids, or you can buy the whole family. Here we're diving right into the benefits. When I look at this policy, I think about it, you'll have to help me. It's two in one. It's two policies in one. There used to be a gum commercial, two. Anyway, I'm not ringing any bells.
Dual? Are you talking about dual policy?
Well, I was thinking like double mint gum. They used to have a commercial back in the day. So anyway, I should have looked that up before I even mentioned it. But anyway, so it's all one policy. But when I'm really thinking about the policy, I look at it in two different parts. The first part would be under age 65. That's the first part. And it's going to pay, you get admitted to the hospital, it will pay anywhere from $50,000 to $10,000 a day. You determine that. You and the client determine what's best for them. 50, 100, 150, 200, all the way up to $10,000. So if their deductible's $5,000 or their out of pocket is $7,500, what if it's $10,000? You can dial it in to that specific benefit. And I helped a guy yesterday. He did a $7,600 benefit for a 63-year-old, and the premium was like $61 a month. So wow. That's really
like 7,600.
Yeah, $7,600. So
and that rate will stay with them as they age.
That's correct. Yep. Yeah. And if they buy this policy before they're 64 and a half, they can keep that benefit and forever because it's guaranteed renewable.
Okay.
That's something we don't talk about. I mean, that's a lot of coverage. I don't know if they need that much, but if they do, the premium's right on it. So I would probably suggest it. At 64 and a half, at that point, you choose a base policy of 3, 6, or 10 days. Again, it's in $50 increments, 50 up to 75 per day. And then it resets at 61 days. So every 61 days that you're out of the hospital, it resets to start over again.
That's cool. So it's not just once a year.
That's correct. Yep. So this is a differentiator for Manhattan Life is we have these 4 key benefits are part of the base policy. It's not a rider. It's just included in the base policy. So mental health is talked about a lot today. They provide that benefit, 175 a day, up to 7 days. Short duration hospital stays is observation care, is what that is. For some reason, the attorneys call it short duration hospital stay. But if you're under age 65, it'll pay 25% of whatever your admission benefit is. So if it was a $10,000 benefit, it'd pay $2,500 for observation care. And then kind of like we talked about, the second part of the policy is ages 65 to 89. It'll pay 100% of whatever their daily room benefit is. Observation care is getting to be a big deal. You go back in for that same condition, the hospital doesn't want to admit you because they get dinged for it with Medicare. And so they'll put you in the hospital, you're in a hospital bed, you feel like you're there, but they never technically admitted you. So this observation care is an important benefit to have. Urgent care, emergency room. I've already seen several urgent care benefits, claims come through. 150 of visits up to 6 times a year. Just a really nice benefit to have in your back pocket. You know, if you fell down, you think, well, did I break something or not? I can't, don't feel good. Go to the urgent care. And anyway, so it's a benefit that, like I said, it's with a new policy. It's already been used quite a few times. And then ambulance benefits, $200 a day, 4 times a year. And these, like I said, are part of the base policy. You don't have to add them on there.
That's a big deal. Like a lot of other plans out there, you have to add them as riders. And so to just know that these are already built in is really impressive.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I really think it is a big deal. It's a game changer for us. I think we're best in class on this with these 4 benefits and the rates.
And they're good amounts for the benefit.
So we've got our optional riders that we can add on to it. This first day hospital admission is eligible for people 64 and a half and older. So you choose 250, 500, or 750. When we go to the match-up tool, I'll show you some more on that. Skilled nursing care, that's just, you've got, days 1 through 50 or days 21 through 100 available there. And again, the match-up tool, I'll show you how that works. And then outpatient surgery, it'll cover up to $1,000. A lot of the Advantage plans say if you have outpatient surgery, you've got a copay, and that's what they're wanting to cover with that. So those are riders. You can have them or not have them. They have a height and weight chart, male and female. I think it's pretty fair. I'm 5'9", 210. You can be up to 275. So I think, they're not difficult with that. Same thing, female 5'9" up to 260. They have a children's weight chart. So if you're doing under age 65, check that again. It's very forgiving. How's that word?
Nicely put. And this is all in the agent guide, right?
It's in the agent guide, right on. Yeah, like
Okay.
I said, your best friend.
Yeah, no, it is. Like it's everything in one PDF.
Mm-hmm. So there, the uninsurable conditions, I kind of flipped through them. There's 3 pages in the agent guide. And so you can go in there, and if they tell you they have one of these conditions, boom, it's don't mess with it. They're not going to take it. I like to know that up front because I don't like getting people turned down. And so they make it clean, even on the application, and I'll show you that. It's got 7 questions, and it says if you answer yes to this policy will not be issued. And it's these 3 pages of conditions is what it is. Okay, here's the rate guide. I'm going to kind of cook through this because we'll look at it when we do the quote and enroll button. These are in the agent guide too. I just figuring the rates, there's so many variables. I think you're better off using the quote and enroll. That way it's got the right states, got the right benefits. You don't have to worry about it. The other thing is a shameless plug on the e-app. If you use the e-app, they can read your writing. The policy gets issued quicker, you get paid quicker. It's all good. There's the application. I'll blow it up here in a minute so you can see it. So don't worry about trying to squint and see that. So this is a paper application, just showing you it's nothing tricky, basic information. What benefits are you applying for? Here are the health questions. There we go. If you have an existing coverage, have you ever been turned down? One question, are you between 60 and 75? They're looking to see for the guaranteed issue on that. You tended to replace coverage, then you just fill out a replacement form. If you're doing an e-application, you check yes on the replacement. A replacement form will pop up for you. And just always pay attention right here. I'm just wanting to point out, read the question in the last 5 years, in the last 12 months, in the last 24 months. There's been 12 months and 1 day, you could have a different answer there. So here's where I was talking about the first 7 questions on the application. If you answer yes, you're not eligible. So I think they said that in nicer language than what I said. But I'll give you a minute just to kind of look at those. I think intuitively, you probably know all those wouldn't get issued. Now, once the policy is issued, it's guaranteed renewable. So if they do get diagnosed, then they can't be taken off of it. In the last 12 months, have you been advised to have any surgeries? If you've been told you need to have a surgery that you haven't had done yet, they're not going to issue the policy until after you've had that surgery done. There it is again, just pointing out the months. Be sure and pay attention to that. So there's question 7. In the last 24 months, TIAs, kidney failure, cancers. Prescription history, it's really important. You need to slow down a little bit at this point. Make sure we do a prescription check on every application. So make sure you get as good as you can. They don't tell you everything. We know that. But try to be diligent about getting anything they've taken in the last 24 months. If there's a question, like let's say they have several prescriptions show up that you don't have listed, they'll do a telephone interview with the client, which I mean, that's what they ought to do. I don't like them calling the client without me being present. So that's why I say be diligent about getting all those prescriptions for the last 24 months.
Mhm.
This is just the bank draft, authorization, pretty simple. And then here is a picture of all the states that the product is approved in today. We're actively working on these other states that it's not in right now, but it's got a pretty good footprint for a new policy. So I like that. Let's see. We'll go to the Agent Resource Center, but I think I'm biased, of course. They're second to none with their technology that for the agents to use. You can track your production, you can track your claims for your clients, your commissions. They have agent trainings on there that you can access 24/7. They have marketing collateral, consumer facing marketing collateral that you can use, put on your website, social media, attach it to an email. And then if you still like using brochures, you can order brochures, supplies for free. Manhattan will fulfill that. And there's just some contact information. The Eldercare is your first line of defense, right, guys?
Right.
They do a great job. But if they're not available or they don't have the answer right then, you could call me or you could call Manhattan. So that phone number and email address right there, that's an agent only, agent helpline. So those people are pretty good. One thing before I get done here, I want to throw out, we do a trip every year. The qualifications for this year's trip ends Saturday. It's Saturday the 31st. So it's kind of hard to qualify for that, but the beauty of it is February 1st, the new contest starts.
Okay.
And it runs for a whole year, runs February 1st through January 31st next year. And like we're going to Cabo in May, end of May this year. They'll announce where next year's trip is while we're in Cabo. So
okay.
Takes 150,000 for the President's Club and 250,000 for the Chairman's Club. And the Chairman's Club is going to Spain this year. So
nice.
Yeah, they're really nice trips. I like going on them. So. All right. Well, let's end this, and it'll take me just a minute to transition over to get to the agent resource portal.
Okay. Yeah, agents, if any of you have any questions about the Hospital Indemnity Select, please put it in the Q&A. Michael, I do see your questions, but I feel like once Kim gets into the portal, those will help answer those questions. And I see Jimmy on Facebook Live. Hey, Jimmy. And quite a few of you are still on here. So hopefully all of you have already got the contract and you're just needing that additional training on the products. But again, if you're not, please reach out to us.
Yes.
What is it? Screen sharing?
The Agent Resource Center.
Oh, good. Thanks for keeping me straight here. All right. Here we are on the Agent Resource Center, and I mentioned these verbally. Let me just show you real quick. I think we got a couple minutes. We're in the dashboard or the home base. You can track your monthly sales, commissions like we talked about, your in-force business. You could actually go in, click on agent policy list, and you could print off in Excel all the policies you've ever written with Manhattan. I think that's important. You can check on clients' claims. We've mentioned that. Under agent tools, this is where you order supplies, the brochures we mentioned, but the training library is the main one I want you to latch on to. We have training videos of all of our products that you can go in 24/7 and look at them, watch them as many times you want to help get you up to speed on understanding the product. I will point out it has a password when you go there, and they give it to you right here. ML Training, all lowercase. So be sure and look at that. They have consumer-facing PowerPoints, and these product videos. These are the ones that I was talking about. They're consumer-facing. They're about 1 minute long each, and what it does, it whets their appetite, the consumer's appetite. It gives them enough to like, I want to know more. But for them to know more, you want to be involved in that. And so it doesn't give them enough to make a decision, but it gives them enough to like, okay, we need to find out more about this product. Like today, we're talking about the Hospital Indemnity Select. It's 1:29. You can download it and use it however you want to use it there. So that's that. I guess the only other thing I would like to mention, I click downloads. You can click product downloads, and then you can pick whatever state your client lives in, and you will have the correct forms, the correct rates, everything for that state. Because product by product, they can differ a little bit state by state. So always be comfortable using that. I'm going to go back to home base. We'll do quote and enroll. And we'll do it for a Medicare age person so we can look how it matches up with that Advantage plan. It'll ask for a zip code. And just for speed, I'll just use mine in the wonderful state of Oklahoma. I didn't get any negative comments on there.
No.
So
I got some friends in Oklahoma.
66-year-old male. The effective date, it always defaults to the next day, but you can click the calendar and make it effective whenever you want. So don't
like
think
any day of the month?
Not the last 3 days. Thank you for that. The 28th, anywhere from the 1st to the 28th, you can request it effective. If they have a dependent, you would list them out here. We'll hit view products. And this is a dummy site I'm on, so I'm not showing anybody's information.
Okay.
So these are all the products that a 66-year-old in the state of Oklahoma could apply for. We're talking about the Hospital Indemnity Select. Here it talks about, is this the first time you're applying for this? And the reason it asks that is the first time you apply for it, 64.5 to 70, it's guaranteed issue. But if you let that policy lapse and want to reapply, it's not guaranteed issue the second time. So I'll check yes there. And in Oklahoma, what is the, can you give me a plan that you normally go to?
We can do devoted.
Okay. We'll click devoted, and that's going to ask me which plan with devoted.
Yeah, the give back PPO.
Which one is that? This one? This one?
One more. There you
that
go.
One.
Mm-hmm.
It asked me to confirm the plan year. And then it'll automatically show me my copays of Medicare Advantage. And it's already matched up the benefits of the Hospital Indemnity Select to cover these. Like right here, $475 a day, days 1 through 4. They chose 6 days at $450 or $500 a day. And you can change this. Like they made it $500.
Where's the rate at?
I'll show you here in a sec. You can move it. Remember, it's in $50 increments. So you could change that. There's your rate right there.
Okay.
$65.52. It also says outpatient of the hospitals, $475 a day. So they got that outpatient rider, $500, and it gives you the rate there. And they've also already automatically added in the skilled nursing care where there's a $218 copay, days 21 through 100. So 200 a day, 21 through days 100. There's the rate. You have your agent guide here. If you're wanting to double check something, you can hit that. If you want to look at the brochure, I don't speak Spanish, but if they do speak Spanish, there's the Spanish version. But if you go in here and let's say your client said, I was wanting to try to keep it under $60. Well, you could go in here and you could take off the outpatient surgical rider. You could lower it. Just say, okay, instead of 500, let's make it 250. We're at $59.27. So if you've listened to Galen on her bundling, she's saying in 30, 60, or $90. How much can you afford a month? And so if they said 60, well, you just dialed it in right to what they're comfortable with. But anyway, super easy. It gives you their co-pays, shows you what we're paying. I could go the opposite way. Instead of just paying $450 a day, I could take it to $750. I want to make sure they got plenty and have some left over. $82 a month.
Yeah, so, and you could even change that $750 to 3 days too.
Yes,
you wanted
that's a good point. Yeah, let's see what that does to it. Oh, that's something.
Yeah. So that would still cover their co-pays for that $475 through 1 through 4.
It took it to $50 a day. That's what happened.
I was like, what?
There
we go. So that's still
82 to 68.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of like this idea, Adrian. Because like I own the Omniflex, and I've got 400 a day facility care, 300 home health care, and I call it front end loaded long-term care.
Yeah.
So for the first 2 years, if I have the home health care and the nursing facility, I'm going to have a lot of money left over to help pay for future care.
Right. And you're getting it quicker. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. Yeah.
I prefer that.
Anyway, I bought it. So obviously I believe in it.
So Michael did ask a question about if you can have lump sum and a daily benefit.
On 64 and a half and over, yes. Remember they had that hospital admission benefit for people ages 64 and a half and older that you can pick. I don't see where it is right there. First day hospital admission benefit. You can pick 250, 500, or 750.
Okay. But not under 64 and a half.
Under 64 and a half, you pick between 50 and $10,000
for day one. It's not
for day one. Yeah. And then these all reset at 61 days.
Okay.
One other just quick point is you can sell more than one product with one application. So you could add on the home health care or the dental vision, accident, whatever you want. You could do 2 or 3 policies with one application.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So right here, we could begin enrollment, start taking the application. I could go through that, but I think we're probably tapping up against your time.
Yeah, it's about there, but there's probably, EAP guides and EAP training videos.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, on that agent training, one of the recorded videos or webinars is on how to fill the app out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would recommend everyone watch that video so you're prepared when you write your first app, which hopefully you do. And I think we had, I'm not going to say any names, but I think we did have an agent qualify for a trip this year. So that's exciting.
Yeah, I know you did.
So it's
I hope you had more
possible.
than one, but I'm not sure on that one.
Michael, yes, we can send you the agent guide for sure. And please watch for our emails. After every single one of these, we send you all the resources that we talk about. So please make sure you're getting our emails. If you're not, please let me know so I can make sure you're getting them. And are there any other questions?
I don't think so. I mean, these are great products to have on hand. If you don't have this contract, just give us a call. It is separate from these ancillary products are separate. Say if you have a Medicare supplement contract, this is a total separate contract. So just give us a call. We'll get you fixed up.
Yes, make sure you do have it. All right. Well, thank you everyone for taking the time to learn about Manhattan Life's Hospital Indemnity Select product. We're super excited about. Thank you so much, Kim, for taking the time. And we will see you all next Tuesday. Bye.
As always.
All right. Thanks. Bye.